Electro-industrial track, this is capitalism by Snodgrass, and it's as subtle as a chainsaw at a tea party. If capitalism is the dance floor, Snog just set it on fire with a synth-fueled Molotov cocktail. Dance like shareholder value depends on it.
In a world where diplomacy is measured in photo ops and press releases, South Africa's win
Arsenal beats Bayern Munich 3-1, calls it a strategic masterclass. When Arsenal wins, it's less a football match and more an impromptu therapy session for fans who thought hope was a myth.
Indizi reports Argentina's economy grew 5% in September, calls it a victory over reality. When your economy expands like a balloon in a hurricane, you might want to check if it's full of hot air. Inflation's got its own growth spurt going on too.
Starmer reverses unemployment rights bill, igniting labor fury. When the Party of Workers starts moonwalking back on promises, it's like watching a punk band cover a corporate jingle. Awkward, dissonant, and a little too on the nose.
President Trump pardons Waddle missing turkey, then declares it Thanksgiving tradition. When even a turkey goes MEA at the White House, you can't help but wonder if it's seeking asylum. Maybe Waddle just wanted a head start on the holiday traffic.
Putin demands peace on his terms, banking on Trump's flexibility. When peace is just another word for my way or the highway, diplomacy turns into a monopoly game where only one player owns all the hotels.
Lebanon's government blames economic collapse on external forces, while politicians enjoy lavish lifestyles. As usual, when the going gets tough, the elites get going. On vacation, they say a rising tide lifts all yachts, not the people drowning below.
UCOT court removes judge from Palestine action case, calls it routine procedure. When justice needs a timeout, just swap out the referee. Nothing like a routine judge swap to keep the legal system fresh and unpredictable, right?
Researchers introduce programmable knots for surgical stitches, claiming to untangle the mess of medical mishaps. Who knew that saving lives could be as simple as borrowing a page from your grandmother's knitting quilt? Next up, crochet chemotherapy.
Cozy Earth launches Black Friday sale, promises comfort with a side of capitalist frenzy. Nothing says joy of the season like battling your neighbor for discounted bamboo sheets. Wrap yourself in luxury and the illusion that consumerism equals happiness.
Man repeatedly rams rideshare with partner inside, calls it a love tap gone wrong. When love's a wrecking ball, even Cupid's arrows can't compete with the blunt force trauma of modern romance.
Macy's Thanksgiving Parade defies wind gusts, floats 99 balloons through NYC's concrete jungle. In a world where hot air reigns, Macy's proves even giant inflatables can endure a storm of bluster. both meteorological and metaphorical.
Only 98% of Russian missiles intercepted, and Ukraine calls it insufficient.
Cave-In releases terminal deity in post-hardcore metalcore glory, and listeners are headbanging. This track hits harder than a political scandal, and it's got more layers than a bureaucrat's excuse. Get ready to feel the sonic wrath.
When victory means 1,000 days of destruction, you start to wonder if the only strategy is making rubble look like progress.
Syria relies on rain for 2/3 of farms, then climate change withholds the water. When heavens turn off the tap, farmers find themselves praying for a miracle, while politicians offer only empty promises.
Scientists find CBD makes 47,000 dogs initially aggressive, then mellow. Turns out, even dogs need a good toke to chill out, just like their human best friends. Who knew fetch could be so existential?
AI claims it can cook the entire market, then serves up a side of economic anxiety. While algorithms whip up financial soufflés, the rest of us are stuck with the leftovers of a system that leaves most people hungry.
Dell offers 10% off in November 2025, solving none of your existential dread. Because nothing says holiday spirit like a discount on distraction, keeping you from pondering the void while your bank account gasps for air.
Trump vows U.S. land action in Venezuela soon, claiming to target drug networks. Just in time for the holidays, Trump gives us another international incident, because nothing says Thanksgiving like a side of geopolitical chaos with your turkey.
Swiss billionaires threaten to leave over new tax, proving even the Alps can't contain their greed. When the super rich get rattled, the rest of us might finally hear the sweet, sweet sound of justice clinking in the coffers. Time to yodel for fair play. Switzerland.
EU bans number of protests, calls it public safety enhancement. When democracy starts sounding like a rebranded authoritarian regime, you know they're selling something, probably your rights, gift wrapped with a bow of bureaucratic doublespeak.
Only 12% of aspiring musicians make a living from music, and this artist thinks a single track will break the mold. In a world of infinite playlists, sometimes it takes more than a catchy beat and a smiley emoji to get noticed. Cue the dance moves and cross your fingers.
IBM and Cisco plan quantum internet, promising to connect fault-tolerant systems while your Wi-Fi still struggles with buffering cat videos. Pioneering the future is great, but can we first get through a Zoom call without freezing mid-sentence? Priorities, folks, priorities.
When your presidency's greatest hits include tantrums and conspiracy theories, it's hard to tell if you're leading a nation or a reality TV show.
AI-generated recipes flood Thanksgiving tables, replacing grandma's stuffing with algorithmic concoctions as food bloggers face a digital drought. When your turkey tastes like it was coded in binary, maybe it's time to question if AI can truly capture the spice of life.
David Amram 95 defies categorization with his music, proving age is just a number and creativity has no expiration date. While some folks are content with bingo nights, Amram's still composing symphonies, reminding us that true artists never retire, they just get louder.
RealPage settles rent collusion lawsuit, claims it was just algorithmic matchmaking.
Global equities rally extends for 4 days on Fed rate cutbacks, while the dollar weakens faster than a melting ice cream can. When Wall Street cheers the prospect of cheaper money, it's the economy that ends up paying the tab.
CME restores trading after outage, celebrates by pretending it never happened. When your financial lifeline has a hiccup, just call it a power nap and hope no one noticed Asia's panic attack.
When survival costs more than thriving, maybe the real abyss is in our priorities.
U.S.-Mexico border officials seize $10 million in meth, claiming it's just another salad day. When your Caesar salad comes with a side of narcotics, maybe it's time to rethink your lunch choices.
Only 5% of songs go viral.
The Ketel Gomez sends flowers to Robert Irwin, sparking more gossip than a tabloid at a celebrity rehab.
Only 10% of countries gain forest, and the timber industry calls it a victory. When deforestation is the norm, a few new trees are like applying a band-aid to a gaping wound.
Hasalita Amin promises insight, but her latest guest was a chatbot discussing the future of coffee prices. When the campaign forecast takes center stage, in other news cycles, one on decaf and desperation.
Hong Kong blaze kills 94. Officials call it an unfortunate incident. When tragedy strikes, bureaucracy offers thoughts and prayers, while fire safety takes a backseat to budget cuts.
New Zealand court sentences Hak-Yeon Lee to life for hiding her children's bodies in suitcases, calling it justice. When motherhood takes a dark turn, the law steps in with a sentence that fits the unfathomable crime.
Hong Kong authorities deploy real-time tracking for Tai Po fire victims, yet families still rely on social media updates. In the digital age, it seems the best emergency response tool is still a hashtag. When officials lag, citizens tag.
DOJ allegedly exposes Epstein survivors' names and files, turning privacy into collateral damage. In a plot twist worthy of a bad thriller, the DOJ seems to think protecting victims means putting them in the spotlight.
Rachel Reeves freezes income tax thresholds. Freezing thresholds is like locking the thermostat in a heat wave. As inflation rises, so do your tax payments, while your real income melts away.
Vatican condemns polyamory, claims succession of faces lacks depth, yet overlooks centuries of its own colourful history. The Vatican, ever the bastion of exclusive unions, seems to forget that variety is the spice of life, unless you're spicing up a convent.
Rachel Reeves axes two-child benefit cap, then raises taxes as OBR apologizes for leaking details. Reeves claims reducing child poverty is the government's job, yet slicing the two-child benefit cap seems more like a fiscal guillotine than a lifeline.
Bedroom indie artist Chester Blue Mile releases Who Are You? I Don't Know, hoping it's not just another echo in the algorithmic void. In a world where bedroom artists battle for bandwidth, Chester's funk-infused introspection might just be the existential groove we all need.
Only one album a day gets the spotlight and the rest gather dust. In the world of music reviews, it's like speed dating with sound. Swipe left on yesterday's tunes and hope today's melody doesn't come with a side of disappointment.
Ravens game broadcasts only seconds of Lil Jon's halftime show, calls it a teaser. When your big entertainment moment is reduced to a Vine-length clip, you know the network's priorities are as scrambled as their signal.
Trump orders Rush Hour 4 production. Claims it will boost American culture and GDP simultaneously. Because when you can't govern, you might as well distract the masses with a buddy cop.
Only 10% of indie bands break through, and Marlin's Dreaming hopes a cheeky tune will be their golden ticket. In a world where algorithms decide fame, it's refreshing to see a band daring to dream beyond the digital tide.